All right, so observations of today, several clients worked on. The biggest two that I'll mention is that when you're dealing with something that just feels like leg fullness, like when your hamstrings are really tight and really full, working on that area does not help a whole lot. Usually, the reason why they're full is because somewhere up the chain is congested, bottlenecking, something is causing it to not flow through the system. So, with this specific client, she's very bloated, a lot of stomach distension. Her fascia line through her sternal line right through here was very dense, and with rubbing across it, she had felt no heat. No heat is an indicator that there's not superficial blood flow. So then the fluid that's sitting on the stomach is having to go through deeper channels, which aren't as efficient as the superficial line. So by getting this to soften up and the stomach to soften up, then the glutes and the legs just drain pretty much on their own. It didn't take a whole lot of effort or even pressure to get those to soften. My other client today, we he had just shoulder tension and really nice muscular guy. Basically, we checked the neck. His neck is usually not an issue, but today it was a little extra tight. So we worked the sternal line, we worked the lower rib cage. We just kind of really worked into the lateral side of the sternum. Once this softened, neck got significantly better. But the observation with him is that when we were working both shoulders, we got them both loosened up, and then that right side just did not want to freely move all the way full range without getting some kind of referral. So we went to his leg, left leg, hip, and sorry, right leg, right arm, right leg, and we tested psoas. Psoas was weak. Released the glute system, max, medius, minimus, just 3 swipes on each of those, just right below his underwear band. Retested the psoas. Psoas was strong. Had was just everything was normal with his legs. Had him do the range of motion of the shoulder, full range of motion. No more no longer any of that tension on that higher range. So if you're working on somebody and you're working the arm and the shoulder and is still having some kind of residual discomfort, it might not be the shoulder. It actually might be the rest of the system that is putting too much pressure onto the shoulder because it hasn't been cleared up yet. So just as a thought. Um, Anything else? I think too, the thing to mention is, especially for my techniques and my understanding of the body, is when people are really hurting, really struggling with life and with the way that their body works, it might take a couple of sessions to kind of get the body used to a new routine. So one of the ladies who I worked on, I think last month, was the last time I worked on her, and she had relief for 2 days. That's not a lot. A lot of the times people get a lot more relief, long term relief with that. But we have to, or I have to, trust the process and that her body's going to adapt as it gets better. So the first time she got 2 days of relief, in my book, not fantastic, but in her, 2 days of relief was better than none, which she hasn't had before. And the second time, so after I got done working on her today, that she felt so much lighter. See, she felt better. She felt like she was also sore after last time I worked on her. And so we kind of worked a lighter sequence, pushed her system a little differently. That's more in line with the flow of her body. And she felt lighter. She felt more relaxed with less pressure and less effort. And hopefully that this will last longer than 2 days for her. But just to realize that for people who are looking for an instant fix, the body's not really built that way. We're always looking for like a pill to put in our mouth to say this is going to fix everything. But the body needs time to adjust. And so typically on average, from what I can gather from my memory, is it takes somebody who's like really struggling with some pain or some kind of dysfunction, usually takes 8 to 9 sessions to get kind of a baseline read of where the body's actually at. Now, people who are physically active, working out, is aware of what their body's doing, and they're actually trying really hard not to repeat old habits and behaviors, that can really shrink down to maybe like 3 or 4 sessions before you get more in a rhythm of a routine. So for my practice, I typically um, just go every 2 weeks for people to see how their body adjusts. If we can get them to that 2 week mark, and we'll extend it out to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or later if that's what they decide to do. Um, One of my clients had, we had her on a 3 week routine. Um, Either I was gone or she was gone or whatever the case may be, and it was like a 5 week window. And she knew, like at that 3 week window, like her body was like, nope, I have to come in, but weren't able to, just the scheduling conflicts. And at the week 5, she came back in, and I could tell like her whole body was tight. She could feel it as well. We worked more core with her than previously because that really helps. She's actually one who requests core work first before we do anything else because it helps her body so much. And then I think she came back the week later, and then she went back out to that 3 week window. So everybody's different, um, but just know that it does take a little bit of time. It's not a structured sequence of it's going to take this many times and this whatever. It's more just how your body adapts and how your body adjusts to the sequence that we're trying to re-educate, or how your nervous system. There's just a lot of factors. So just really try to be patient with your body, with yourself, and we will try to adapt and achieve um, the results you're looking for, as long as we're not pushing the body too hard. Because I did have one client came in, and she came in weekly because she was really eager. I think it was a frozen shoulder, I think. And she came in weekly, and on week 4, she had to take like a month off because we worked her system so hard, so quick, that she wasn't able to adapt. Her body wasn't able to adapt to it. And we just pushed her system too hard. Um, so that's why I say every 2 weeks when we're first starting out, schedule 2 weeks out. We'll see how your body adjusts, and then usually it works out pretty good. So I'm back. I'm back from vacation, and this is July. I've hit my 1 year anniversary being open in this space. This is my storage where I have my desk at, so that's why I have my crap in the back. But hopefully, this information helps you either if you're a client or somebody who gets massages. Maybe this will help you understand your body a little bit better, or if you're a massage therapist or a PT and are looking to understand problems that you have with yourself or other clients. Hopefully, this information will help you, and I will continue to post these on YouTube as much as possible.